how we can empower ourselves to attract intimacy in our personal relationships. The relationships we begin to develop from the time of our birth become an integral and essential part of our existence, starting from the bond we share with our mother, who brings us into the world, who is responsible for our safety, sense of self and values as she guides us as we develop. Then as we grow from children to adults, we become less dependent on our caregivers and learn to form relationships which can be greatly affected by our childhood experiences. For the lucky ones who have a safe and affectionate upbringing, it will be much easier to build a healthy and loving relationship with ourselves and others. But for the less fortunate, who may be plagued with a lack of self-esteem and confidence, it may not be so easy. And yet feeling our sense of self and personal worth is essential for our own growth and development. As if we do not love and respect our own hearts, minds and bodies, we cannot expect others to do so. Our attitudes and values are formed from previous experiences, and as we journey through life we will be influenced further by the people we meet and the encounters we undergo. If we surround ourselves with positive influences, it is likely our lives will become successful. However, if we choose to associate with negative guides, we may naturally start to form an unhealthy downward spiral, which may lead to destructive patterns such as substance abuse, eating disorders, heavy drinking, or emotionally unavailable relationships. What we give out to others we attract back to ourselves, and in the short term these quick fixes may provide temporary relief, but in the long term all of these emotional crutches will inevitably leave us with further feelings of frustration and shame. Thankfully, it is never too late for us to change our mindset, and through focus and self-development work we can begin to understand why it is that we think and act a certain way, so we can make the necessary changes to allow us to live a more productive and fulfilling life. As human beings, we are made of flesh and blood. We are energetic creatures, and therefore love and affection are essential to our well-being and happiness. And yet how often have we turned down a potential partner simply because of the way they physically looked, did for a job, or perhaps dressed? Just because they didn't fit our ideal of what the perfect partner should be. And yet how interesting it is that very often, although we may envision ourselves with a particular person who looks a certain way and meets all our criteria, we can so easily fall completely in love unexpectedly with someone who does not fit the mould, and yet makes us feel so happy and content. That's the fascinating aspect of love. When the time is right, you will meet that person who will make you feel everything you have ever wanted. As when the energy vibrates at the same frequency, you are naturally drawn together. But for that to happen, it is essential to do the necessary work on yourself first, so you can change your vibration to attract whatever it is you desire. And this manner of thinking applies to all aspects of our lives and the relationships we will attract and encounter. Every successful person shares the same format of having a positive drive and the self-assurance and confidence of knowing that anything is possible, if only you have that all-essential self-belief and positive mindset.